P. Diddy has seemingly made some friends on the inside, and apparently they're doing his dirty work for him.
On the 23rd of October, a phone call between Sean Diddy Combs and his son Christian Combs was leaked on TikTok.
All right, so it seems like P. Diddy is still using his clout, his power and influence inside the jail cell. I just watched a video from Law and Crime that it's reported that P. Diddy is getting his inmates or, fellow jailmates to do his work and do special favors for him.
New reports suggest that fellow Brooklyn inmates have been keeping Diddy's jail cell clean and pristine, even making the bed for him.
Now, there was an interview with the correspondent and the former Metropolitan Detention Warden, Dr. Dwayne Hendricks, and they brought him back for a second time because he had worked there as the warden and reported on and worked with, well, I wouldn't say work with, managed high-profile inmates, right? And sometimes some of these inmates were also former law enforcement. So supposedly that is where Diddy has been moved to. Remember, he's been there since September 16th, so it's been almost 2 months now. And originally when he got there, he was in a secure location where they place high profile inmates, and supposedly they have to do a threat assessment before they can allow him to go into Gen Pop. This is the same MDC, Metropolitan Detention Center, that R. Kelly was in for his crimes, Ghislaine Maxwell, and Sam Bateman. Okay, so there are some pretty high profile people that are there, and supposedly Diddy and Sam were there at the same time. Now, what are some of these favors that he's getting people to do? It is reported that he is getting them to do not only, chores such as making his bed, maybe if he has been assigned, duties, because everybody has some responsibilities. He's getting those people to do the dirty work.
People are actually making his bed?
Yeah.
I thought you were just joking.
Listen, there's an inmate that said it.
Supposedly people are making him meals, bringing him snacks, whatever favors can be done. And Diddy, these are extremely different circumstances than what he's used to. So of course he's going to change his environment and use his, I wouldn't say prowess, his charm, his, promises or whatever it is that he is offering in exchange for these favors. And it could be that there are people in there that can see an opportunity, right? Oh, if I do him a favor, well, maybe he'll do a favor back, right? Or make a phone call. The most significant favor that it's alleged he's been doing is that he's been using other people's phone accounts so that his calls, because his calls are being recorded, so that he's just not using his personal private phone account. So part of that is he's making three-way calls with other inmates using their lines.
Accused of using other inmates' phone access, trying to corruptly influence witness testimony.
Now, it's interesting because the former warden, Dr. Dwayne Hendricks, said that this is common practice. There are people that will use other people's phone accounts. However, he doesn't understand why, because all calls are recorded.
Inmates often find ways to circumvent monitoring by utilizing each other's resources. However, this strategy comes with significant risks, as all calls are recorded.
Everybody's calls are recorded. Now, maybe it's more challenging or difficult to know, where is Diddy's voice? But if they have technology that is voice activation, I would imagine they'd be able to run through that system or whatever is, holding that information. With AI, we can do anything and look for the, Diddy voice frequency. And you know what? Well, they have no tech in there, but nowadays I'm seeing all these videos supposedly of Denzel Washington's motivation, and it really sounds like him, but it's not. It says, if you read in the fine print on the YouTube channel, this is what we think Denzel Washington would say, and it is completely AI. Let's go back to that. So the warden says that in order for an inmate to use their phone, everyone is assigned a pack number. Okay, don't know what that means, but that's what the jail term is. And in order for someone to use that account, they have to authenticate it with their voice. And what's happening, and he said it's common practice, people don't want to use their own phone accounts because I guess it's easier to monitor your own phone account. It's right there. But if he's using other people's, or it's just his way of like, doing something under the radar, that is what is supposedly happening. He also said that it's not uncommon for celebrity type status people. The former warden said he had never in his time of working at the Metropolitan Detention Center had anybody as high profile as Diddy. Although he did say that he was there during the time Ghislaine Maxwell was there. All right. Clearly, Diddy has proven himself to be, or at least the circumstances and whoever's in that Gen Pop kind of area is not a threat to him. The way he described the West wing of the building, he said that Metropolitan Detention Center is broken up into East Wing, West Wing. The West Wing is more of an open bay, sort of dormitory style setting. And obviously this is probably much better than the confinement. And part of that reason per se could be because it is noted that he said at long-term stays in solitary confinement or highly secure spaces does have long-term negative effects to mental health and physical health. I mean, gosh, we're human beings. We need interaction. This is Diddy, who is surrounded by tons of people. I would imagine that, his culture shock and mental health and being maybe caught or accused is taking a lot, has a big toll on him. So he's well enough and there's not enough of a threat for him to stay there. So he's out in Gen Pop. This also means that he could be, I wouldn't say corroborating, making friends with. Apparently he's making a lot of friends there, and those friends are doing him those favors. Again, former law enforcement, lower level crimes, lower level offenders, sex offenders who are waiting for trial. They're not have had previous charges. These are some of the things that I learned. And of course, this is where Diddy shines. He shines where he can have influence, where he can make promises. I mean, he still is a multi-millionaire. I would doubt that this detention center is full of millionaires or multi-millionaires, but who knows? I don't know. People make mistakes, people get caught, and people are in jail. So that is what I can report about that. What do you guys think about him having people do favors for him? If you were there and he came to you, would you avoid the situation or would you be willing to lend a hand? They are saying that, from the jail cell that he's using his influence and these other people to also post on Instagram. Maybe not them because they can't use their accounts, but somehow reach family members and friends to be in support of Diddy or to say he's innocent or whatever the cases are, right? Because while Diddy is under the scrutiny, and it seems like there's a lot of people that are anti-Diddy and want him to be convicted and to be charged, to have it stick, there are other people that he can still reach and still has access to influence by ways of either monetary reward or some other kind of favor because he has a position of power, still does, even within the cell. He is using that influence and clout to his advantage in the jail cell and trying to make things as easy as possible for him. I mean, he doesn't have to make his bed. He doesn't have to worry about meals. People are getting him extra food, whatever he wants, Diddy gets in jail. So would love to hear your thoughts. And as always, we thank you for tuning in. We'll be back for more on this story and so much more.